Where do Dak and the Cowboys stand just 5 days away from the deadline?
Well, Ryan, I just checked on this, and one of the sides told me, look, if this is going to go to July 15th, if that's what both parties want into the final hours, we are prepared to do just that. So they're going to give this a go. They're going to try to do this in the final hours, but it's been on hiatus for the last few months. That's the problem. There's a lot to revisit here because I'm told Dak Prescott wants as close to a bulletproof contract as possible. It's not just about big glossy numbers or per year average. He wants the 4-year deal, but he also wants a good structure. We're talking about strong guarantees in those first couple years, and then whether it's roster bonuses or however they want to beef up the final years. He wants a complete looking contract that can set up quarterbacks for not only him, but for the future as well.
See, that's a big difference there because all of us, we look at the per year average, but having that bulletproof contract with all the roster bonuses, everything you can get, that makes a difference. So, Mike, when we hear this story, we think 5 days away. What are these guys doing? How hard is it just to make a deal? Does it surprise you that they haven't spoken?
Unfortunately, it hasn't, and it brings me back to a few holdouts I had, and what it does, it creates two things. Less hair and more weight because you're sitting there and there's such angst and anxiety. And I promise you, Mike McCarthy may not say it publicly, Ryan, but every 5 minutes he's touching base with Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones. Did you hear from Todd France? That's Dak's agent. What's going on? And there's such anxiety in the building. Now, look, he did sign the tender, so there won't be a holdout, but you want to get him under contract, and nothing is more consequential to the future of the Dallas Cowboys than this contract. Now, when we go back a year ago, Dak Prescott bet on himself. He played for about $2 million a year. He has enormous leverage. If he plays this year and next year under the franchise tag, Ryan, that's about $69 million fully guaranteed. To put that in context, Ryan Tannehill over the next 2 years is the next closest quarterback at $62 million. So he's gotten over the hump in terms of taking the risk. I agree with what Jeremy said. Unless it's a bulletproof contract, we should fully expect Dak Prescott to play this year on the franchise tender.
All right, Mike Tannenbaum, he used to have long, luscious locks before he became a GM, and now look, I mean, I feel for you, man. Domonique, you're obviously
before and after,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a look. I like the look now, but still, I mean, that's what it'll do to you. Dak, Dom, I know you're a big Dak supporter. What do you think? Should he sign a long-term deal?
I absolutely think he should, in part because of what Mike said. He has so much leverage. I assume the deal that he's going to get is the deal that he wants because they don't want to enter this season without their quarterback locked up because then he is more likely to hit true free agency and then they will be without a quarterback and he will be the best quarterback we've seen hit free agency in a long time, especially at his age. So that works out well for him. But I do think it's interesting that Mike brought up how this is putting pressure on the Cowboys. I understand in a normal situation how that could put pressure on the general manager because the owners are coming to ask you questions. But I promise you, Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones are not concerned about Mike McCarthy coming knocking on their door asking about where's my quarterback. But they should be concerned about potentially losing that quarterback.
What does it do for you, Dom, as a player? Like, how does that affect you when you're sitting there waiting day after day?
We're just like the GM. So we're calling our agent just the same as the coaches and the owners are calling the GM. We're calling our agent like, any news? Any news? Have you heard anything yet? We want to get our money just as much as the coaches and the owners and the GMs want to get their player locked up. So this is a stressful time for everyone. Maybe Dak is a little different because he seems to play well under that pressure. Last season was the best season he's had of his career, and it was the most important as far as making the money going forward. So maybe the pressure is good for him, but it can't be fun.
You know, it's always the same thing. It was the same way when I was a lawyer. It's like you think you get everything done in advance, but nothing really gets done until the last minute. So, Mike.
You're still a lawyer, aren't you? Did they take it from you?
No, I still got it. You're right. It's like
okay.
I forget sometimes, but I still got it somewhere back here. Hey, Mike, what would your advice be then to Dak?
I think what he's done, I agree with what Nick said. It's been exemplary what he's done. He played for $2 million last year. Unless it's bulletproof and ironclad, keep playing it out. Kirk Cousins is a great infomercial of a B player getting paid like an A. Imagine what Dak Prescott, what would the Jacksonville Jaguars pay to get somebody like Dak Prescott? He's 27 years old and never missed a game and won a playoff game as a quarterback. What is that number worth on the open market? Stay patient, stay the course. You're in a great situation.
Yeah, I really think he is. And you have to think his leverage is going to be strong either way. So good for him. We'll see how this all plays out.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.